Hi everyone, welcome to the final stretch of our class in English 102. I do want to warn you, if you hear some weird squeaking noises, it's my dog and his toys. But anyway, so we only have 2 weeks left in English 102, and so this video is really an introduction to our very finally we made it, our research essay, which is going to kind of compile all of the sources that you found up to this point and all of the work that you've done into one nice, bright, and shiny essay. So I'm going to go over really the expectations for that and the assignments for the next 2 weeks so that you can kind of get a head start. I know that this week is Thanksgiving, so I am giving you guys until Sunday instead of Saturday this week for some of these assignments, and then the course officially ends on December 9th. So just keep that in mind, December 9th, hard and fast deadline for the end of English 102. So couple reminders. When you're thinking about your working thesis, which we wrote originally in week 5, but now, as we're approaching week 7, likely your working thesis has changed. But essentially, your thesis is the answer to your research question. It's what you're arguing about your social issue now that you've gathered all of these different types of sources and really adjusted your own opinion about the social issue. So your working thesis is what drives your findings section of your research essay. And then make sure that you're using correct in-text citations in APA, which is something I know I harp on all of the time. But you just need the author's last name and year and a page number if you're quoting. So when you think about the assignments for this week coming up, you've got some readings and a discussion board about adding your personal perspective into your research. Because at this point, we've gathered different kinds of sources from secondary to primary, and now what you want to do is kind of think about where does my personal experience or my personal opinion fit into this conversation. Then you're going to start doing your research essay draft, which I'll go over in a minute. There is one research reflection for this week as well, and I'd like you guys to sign up for a one-on-one conference to meet with me individually during week 8. The conferences are very casual. They'll probably be about 10 minutes just to kind of check in, go over your research essay with you, and make sure that you are on the right track. So when you are thinking about part of your research essay draft is your individual findings. So when you look over the assignment sheet, you'll notice that the first several sections are actually going to come from your research proposal, your background and rationale, your research question, your methodology for how you want to do this research, and then your findings come after your methodology. And your findings are really the biggest, in my opinion, the most important chunk of your research essay. So what you're going to do is you're going to revise your working thesis for this section, use your thesis in the first several paragraphs of your findings to argue your position about this social issue. And then you're going to use your sources and reasons and experience as support for that argument. So imagine this as like a sort of mini essay within the larger research draft. You're going to need at least 2 quotes and 2 paraphrases from different sources, plus an overall references page at the end of your essay. So there is an example on Blackboard, an example group essay that I've had students do before. And although you are doing this individually, so your essay is just going to have one finding section, it can be good to see other options. Then once you've kind of done your individual findings, you're going to work on compiling the rest of your draft together. So it's really just taking this individual finding section, your research proposal, and sort of meshing them together, but adjusting, because now, in your proposal, you were thinking of this in a future sense, as in, I'm going to find these types of sources or look in these ways. And now you've completed that research, so I'd like you to discuss it from the past tense. I did this, I found these sources, and this is what I've concluded. Make sure that you're organizing using subheadings like APA format asks you to. Consider how you want to transition between sections. Think about the order of your ideas. Do you want your most important first? Do you want your most important last? And then make sure that you look over your draft and that all of your sections kind of fit together. There is an example on Blackboard, like I said. Notice that there is a cover page, headings, transitions between sections. There's a full reference list, and you'll also look at their in-text citations and how those students did this. Moving forward, week 8, you have one last discussion board, holla. And then a research reflection, which will actually just be a self-evaluation. It's pretty simple. That you'll submit on Blackboard. Your research essay final draft is also going to be due the 9th. So the week after week 8, actually. Give you a little bit more time to finish that up. So really, I will post a kind of reminder video next week, but the intention of week 8 is to kind of wrap up in a way. So think about, how far you've come in this research process and what you've accomplished over this 8 weeks. The writing project number 1, full research essay, revised, polished, perfect, as much as you can get it, is due on the 9th. There are no exceptions. I have lots of students, lots of essays to grade, and I myself have a due date for when I need to get grades in. So the 9th at midnight is a hard and fast deadline. Any late work is due by then. All right. So please, please, please let me know if I can help you in any way. But I am looking forward to talking to you during our conferences this week, and you can admire my real nerdy blue light clip-ons here. And I will see you guys then.